and 1080.
Somebody jump on sides, damn!
The Fan.
Good morning. Welcome into Sports Saturday right here on 105.1 The Fan, 1080 The Fan, the Odyssey app, YouTube, and Twitch for the kids. I am Joe Fisher III. Across the faux marble table, as always, Rashad Taylor.
What up, though?
Across the glass, as always, Jordan Schultz.
Is it light yet?
No, it's not.
Good to see you guys. What's going on?
My guy.
No, I can't tell you. I don't think I've ever been more excited for a show to end.
Yeah, I'll be real. This
I
is
like that.
I got to be honest, man. I'm not a fan.
Welcome in, and we're done.
Yeah.
I bet you guys
Listen.
are just excited, and you guys sound peppy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Hey, you got to flip the switch.
Yeah, you know,
You know?
when that red light goes on,
Yeah.
I guess you do too. So it's I don't know, man. I'll be honest. Like I said, not a fan of 6 a.m. show. Shout out to Dirt and Sprague. Shout out to man, seriously, like
Hey, they chose that life.
hey
We
man.
had no
Mo-
choice
no,
in this,
no,
okay?
it's
And
like
it's
chooses
Monday
you.
through Friday.
Yeah, and that's
different.
every day. So, we can't bitch about, being up at 6 a.m. one day. Like, these dudes are here bright and early. So, shout out to them because this is tough. Like, shout out to really anybody because if you're up right now, more than likely you're working. You're like an Uber or Lyft driver or something.
Oh, they're-
Potentially, you're a truck driver. You're doing something to where you're moving right now. You're going to the gym early. So, if you're up with us, good look.
There's someone out there listening right now. Also, if you are listening, let us know you are. 503-864-6326, 503-864-6FAN. So you can let us know that we are not alone, just talking out into the ether right now. If you're going to the Ducks game, the Oregon State Civil War game, let us know if you have started that voyage. But I am sure there's someone that, does wake up at 4 a.m., or 3 a.m. every morning to go to work, and they're listening right now, and they're bunch of sissies. I bet they got soft hands.
Yeah.
They never worked
Never
a day
built
in their
anything
life.
ever.
think I do.
I
You do
work
have soft hands.
18 hours. I'm on my ass every day.
Yeah.
What
no.
do you do?
Yes.
Sit in a cubicle?
Seriously, yes, sir, yes. I have very delicate hands, and I made sure that's purposeful.
These hands are made by Jergens, baby.
Seriously, hey man,
Lubriderm.
every night, especially this one. So it's one of those things, man.
You just had to go.
I couldn't. It's low hanging fruit. Like when you talk about the Jergens, it's low. And
Oh,
honestly,
trust me, my girlfriend's about to go to Portugal and Spain in a few weeks. She's gonna be gone for like 2 weeks.
Whoa. Well, and Jergens is the most delightful scent. That almond like cherry or whatever it is. Like,
I don't know about that.
oh my gosh, man! I used to love Jergens when I was a kid.
I'm an
Like,
unscented kind of guy myself.
I am too, but unless
I
I,
don't
get
want
like
that. I don't want those perfumes on me.
I don't know, man.
Shaving a couple days off my life.
Listen, man, there's one kind of lotion that I got, and I got it from Bath and Body Works. It was for men. It was like a whiskey, like a with bourbon, something like that.
Ew.
Toasted. No, it was toasted
Hey,
bourbon.
Rashad. Oh my God.
No, seriously,
You
no.
just have a bottle of Jack Daniels before you came here?
Man, but it was delightful. And I'll say this, and I'm a big cologne guy, more than any cologne I've ever
Do you rock
worn.
with cologne?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Are you not a cologne guy?
No, I haven't been since like high school.
No, okay.
There's definitely times where I'm like,
Really?
I appreciate anybody that does rock cologne because I'm like, hey, you know what? That smells good. I'm glad that you care about, your, I don't know,
Hey man, there's
your
a
scent
yeah,
to
man.
that level.
Yeah, there's a certain way to wear cologne. Like if you're drowning yourself in it, then that's never a good thing. It's supposed to be subtle, right? If you're close enough to somebody to be able to smell them, it's like, okay, I can smell your cologne. Typically,
Like how close?
well, typically, like if we're, if we're in a situation where we embrace each other, what's up, bro? We see each other, give each other a nice little pound, and come in for the hug.
smell
and everything
good,
like
bro.
That'll be the only time that you do that and everything. But
Damn, it smells good.
for the most part, it's for the ladies, I think, or for whomever you're attracted to. So yeah.
I don't know. I it's not just for the ladies. I do smell like good, or at least try to, for just the general ether around me.
Yeah.
Like the area around me. I don't want
Your
people.
aura.
I don't want people around me to be like, dude, that guy smells like crap. Like
Man.
that's been my biggest fear forever.
I got
so.
this one lotion.
Oh my God.
I got it twice.
You
actually.
smell like
Man.
Yeah, exactly. No,
listen.
Dolce and Gabbana, the one. That's how you.
Oh,
avoid
that's a
that.
good one, too.
That's my
Man,
my
but
cologne.
Bath and Body Works has very, very small, limited section for men, right? Everything else in there is for ladies.
It's like one
But it's
half
about
a shelf.
seriously, it's about the size of these two computers that we have put together
Yeah.
right now, like two computer screens. Like it's not a big selection. However, in that selection, I found these two lotions that every single time I put on, I get the most compliments all the time. Like, what are you wearing? It smells so good. I was like, really? And I have
Damn,
some
bro,
pretty-
you're soft.
I have some
Mm.
pretty good cologne too, but
I like
for
your
whatever
skin.
reason, that's the one that gets the most response from everyone. It's like, man, what are you wearing? That's awesome.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, man. So
Good
yeah,
for you
get on
caring
your-
about your.
I hope your lady
s-
buys you some cologne for your birthday.
Listen, I will fully admit, I feel like I've probably admitted this a few times. The self-discipline that I have in just about every part of my life, not great. You know, trying to do something and stick to it.
Yeah.
You know, I gave it about 3-4 weeks, and then I totally give up on it. Making sure I like put lotion on and moisturize. You know, can't it just
Yeah,
it's,
you're gonna want to get on that at some point. You know, you're gonna want to make sure you take care of your skin and everything.
Ashy Larry,
Yeah, you
Marcy
don't-
Project son.
Marcy Project, what? Marcy Project, son, what? No, so yeah, that's definitely. I think as men, and this is just me, and it could be this toxic masculinity in me, but I think there's certain things.
You
that-
boys put lotion
seriously,
on.
I think certain things as men, like we should have, just to be able to take care of ourselves, or just to be able to have in general. One of them, again, making sure your skin is soft, or making sure your skin is at least moisturized. I think that's important. More than anything, if your hands, try that. Hands, arms, feet, fellas, like that's one of those things. Man, make sure you have some type of cologne, Joe. Not something you have to wear all the time.
Just a couple swipes of the
Yeah.
speed stick, and I'm
Yeah,
ready to go.
I can imagine Joe using the
I do
stuff
not
out of
use
like
Speed Stick, by
Vogue.
the way.
You know how Vogue has like the little
1987.
You know how Vogue has like the little sample cologne and a perfume
I
smells
just rubbed
inside.
the
Oh, like
paper.
out of
Just-
the
yeah, just rubs the
magazine.
paper
Oh
on. I'm like, yo,
god.
that'll be good.
I-
Joe just rubs it all over his clothes and stuff. I can see that.
I literally carry like it's a travel pack of the cologne. You can buy these bottles for like 60 cents online,
Seriously.
and you just take the
And they
top of it and you
and they
fill it
last
up.
forever.
And,
They last forever.
Yeah,
Cologne-
well, for me they last like a year. My wife gets me one every year on Christmas.
Yeah, and
So-
I think every guy should have at least a suit of sorts that you can put together for something nice or something maybe not so nice that you have to do, and then a watch.
What's
I think
the,
those things. I think those things are
I
everything
got a
else.
watch. Like
yeah,
my,
it's
I
a
got-
nice
got
watch
my-
too.
I got my watch. I got my Michael Kors.
Yeah, it's a nice watch too. Blinging over here.
Well, how you guys doing? It's been a while.
Yeah.
We weren't here last week. I mean,
It's
Rashad,
always
I feel like you've changed.
a little.
I feel
bit.
like you're different.
A little bit, man.
You
I've
changed,
been
Rashad.
through a lot in this last little bit, man. But no, man. The only thing that's changed is my draws at this point. So
Well, that's good.
yeah.
Want to
so-
talk about self hygiene?
Yeah, that's that's the really important part, fellas. Make sure you do that. But
Wash
no,
between those toes.
seriously, man, get all the. Do you guys wash your legs? Tell me you do.
Yeah.
I wash every part of my body. I mean, like,
So
what
you
are
literally
talking
you
about?
physically wash your feet because
Oh.
there's some people that
Oh,
it's
They
that
just- man, it's
age-old
a-
debate.
It trickled down. Are you guys like not wash your feet?
I
legs,
I
guys?
literally wash between my
Like I'm not
toes.
taking a pumice stone to it or anything like that. Give it a little swipe
Hey,
with
man, all you
the
get
with the cloth
a
in the
nice
shower.
once
you
or
know?
twice over, and we'll do you fine.
There ain't no crevice that is not touched
Hey,
on this body.
I feel like this was a great PSA segment about
Seriously, the more you
self-hygiene
know,
here.
man. Because no, it's important. Like, so I'm getting my car fixed right now, which I
You don't want to be the
absolutely
stinky
hate.
kid in class.
You don't.
I
man,
tell my son
ever,
that all the time.
Ever, like
Like-
you don't want to be, and especially as you get older, like middle school, high school, like kids are brutal.
Oh, I mean, you have your son's freshman.
He's a freshman.
Yeah,
It's brutal.
My son's in 7th grade. The whole having to remind him, like, bro, deodorant every day.
Every day, don't
shower
And you play sports
every
and you move
day.
around, man. Yes, make it
Well,
a habit.
Wash your face. I mean, brush-
Deodorant in the backpack is important when you're in high school
Ah,
too.
that's a good
Oh,
move.
yeah,
that
Good
is a
move,
good move.
Yeah, a little one of those Dollar Tree or the small ones from that little section of Fred Meyer.
Oh, yeah,
or
the
Safeway or
travel
whatever. Just get a little
section,
travel
yeah.
joint and in the backpack.
I always thought that there was a problem though. You can get them to bathe, but they still don't use soap. Like my mom now divorced from
Age-old
this
debate.
guy that
good
I-
old H2O, baby.
But the former stepdad I got my Ducks fandom from, his two kids were obviously stepbrother and sister of mine at one point, and the brother in this relationship, it was like a really hard challenge to ever get him to use soap. He would stand in the
He
shower for an
stank.
hour, and then it's just like, dude, what is your problem? like,
what's
and
the
I feel
issue?
like
Why
that's
are you scared of the soap.
yeah, that's like a 12 to 14-year-old like thing, and I just don't know why. It's like, what is the struggle here? Like, I want to smell like feet, and I don't
Yeah,
get it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we got one text in on the unsponsored text line.
Hello, Texton.
Someone on the sales team needs to get on that.
Someone,
Yeah.
right?
What the hell?
Yeah.
You should talk to someone, right, Joe?
Yeah, I'll go in the
This
pit
guy.
and start going in on people. Crack me up, Swigard, like last year or something like that. He came in, he was talking to sales bro Kurt Ludwig about unnamed either current sponsor or potential sponsor about their potential partnership or something, and he goes, they just, need to ask or get off the pot. I'm like, Swigard, yeah, you go ahead and you call them, you send that email, and you tell them
Yeah.
that.
What's going on, guys? Need an answer today.
Here comes
Stat.
the closer.
We need
Yeah.
your money, or we need you to
Jason
get out.
Swigard.
Oh my god.
How many people here at the station do you think could actually make a sale?
Actually
Like,
make a
just
sale.
fan-
Like as far as
personalities?
fan personalities, like
Just
who would
by
be the best
themselves.
that don't work here, that don't actually work, in sales?
I think all of us. I think every single one of us to a
No,
degree.
you got to who your top 3 salesmen.
Oh, Rob.
I think
I don't feel Rob will be. He was like, oh, you can buy this or you don't have to.
I
You
don't care.
want- I don't care.
Do whatever
I
you
don't really
want.
care.
Yeah, do whatever.
Yeah, it's all
I don't
good.
care.
It doesn't bother me if you don't.
No, in my experience, Sook, he's a schmoozer. He'll take you out for a drink.
Sook is good. Getting to see
yeah.
him in action at the Golf Classic was like, okay.
I mean, the brand man.
Yeah.
You don't get that title without, selling the brand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Dusty. And then I would say, I will omit myself and Luke Anderson from this equation since, we
And those are part of the rules.
on the sales staff.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like Rusty would be a sneaky candidate.
ooh.
Ooh.
I don't know why, but I feel
Because
like
everybody likes Rusty.
yeah.
It's hard not to like him. So yeah.
He just pinches cheeks. Okay,
Seriously.
I'll buy from you.
Yeah,
You're
You're
adorable.
right.
You're
What is
so
it I'm buying
cute.
again? Yes.
Well, we made it. It's 6:12 a.m. I do not have college game day on. I got Liverpool versus Everton on right now. That's one thing I've been getting into a little bit more than normal is Premier League, because my son is now getting into
He's a soccer
Premier
nerd.
League.
And if
He-
you're gonna watch, this is what you want to watch. To be real.
he woke up last Sunday 6 a.m. to watch their match.
It's discipline.
I was calling him out. I was like, you're not.
Does he
waking
wake up on time for school?
Yeah. Luckily, my son is not much of a fighter in the morning when it comes to like waking up. That was my sister growing up. Like my dad would wake me up and I'd start doing my thing, and then I just heard him absolutely going in on my sister. Get your ass up!
Yeah. Yeah. No, my
I'm
son.
like,
Is,
yikes!
I was really nervous about my son being able to get up for high school now that he's a freshman and everything. But he's every morning he's up. I hear him and
God.
see him moving around. I'm like, all right, bro.
And
Out the door.
Hey, and shout out to Dusty, the brand man, for making us not come in and do a show last week at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Sorry, we would have been on our. You'd have been on your own.
That
on
would have
one,
been a
bud.
weird show.
You'd have been on your own in that one, man.
Can you, and I know it'll never happen, but because it was obviously an away game, so there was no reason for us to be here for the people that are traveling down to Autzen. But could you imagine a 9 a.m. game down there?
No, no, I couldn't.
Sounds terrible.
No, I couldn't.
Has that
You know?
ever happened? I feel like it
Probably like
noon,
1943.
maybe
you
like
know?
11 is
I
like
mean,
the
there's
earliest they've ever played.
there's crazier things happening with these schedules and everything like that. Would it shock me if all of a sudden Oregon took on like a Big Ten schedule and started playing at 9 o'clock? No, it wouldn't.
Well,
more on the East Coast would watch them, right?
Yeah,
the not all the kickoff times are out yet for the Ducks season. I guarantee we will be here again on a Saturday at some point this season at 6 a.m. Like I just,
Oh no,
If
I'm,
not-
I'm almost for certain.
if not once,
Yeah.
possibly twice. Over under 1.5.
I
Oh.
almost slept here last night.
Over.
I'm taking the over.
I'm
I'm
going
taking
like
the over,
4
yeah.
on that.
Yeah, I'm.
We're just
I
gonna
swear
get
to God.
unlucky.
If they have 4 more noon kickoffs this year,
What-
I'm
what'd you
gonna
s-
be pissed.
what
You
was your-
guys
what
don't
was
have to
your
come back in for 6 hours later,
What
so
was
I don't
your
know what
initial
y'all
number?
are bitching about.
What was your initial number? You said
The over under at 1.5.
1.5.
Like how many more noon kickoffs? I mean,
Yeah,
they
I'm taking
have.
I'm definitely taking the.
Let's
over.
see. They have 1, 2, 3. They have 6 games left that do not have kickoff times announced.
2 of those are going to be at 12.
Nooners. Yeah. I would
And
say
there's-
2 noon, 2 around 4:30, if not 3. And then I'm banking on either Washington or USC being
Gotta
a,
love that
being a
Pac-12 after dark schedule,
7
eh?
o'clock game.
Well, is
Yeah.
the conference championship like a 5 p.m. game, or is that a noon game too? I can't remember, frankly. So if they make the Big Ten championship game, is it a nooner? Because if so, welcome to 6 a.m., guys.
I'm sure they'll do like a middle of the day prime time, like
gonna
a
have
4:30, something like that.
Nice.
We're going to have to do these shows remote then, from the house or something like that.
Well,
Jordan,
I
get
still
you a
have
li-
to come in.
No,
so
no,
you...
we got to get you a little board that you can work from the house
no,
too.
they
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah.
Well, this is
Great.
this
Little
is
mini board.
This is Sports Saturday, brought to you by Philbrook Law, Accident Injury Attorneys. Hope you guys are having a great Saturday morning. Hopefully you're heading down to the game, and if not, if you're just awake, rolling with us right now, we appreciate it. We got plenty of football to talk because, again, we haven't been here since the Saturday of the Oklahoma State game, which, by the way, Oklahoma State, very bad at football.
I thought they looked great.
Which black and orange team is worse?
Oklahoma
Beavers
State.
Oklahoma
or
State
the
right now.
yeah.
I mean, Oklahoma State literally they lost to Tulsa handily last night, and that's why I brought it up. I was like, wow, I knew Oklahoma State was really bad. I didn't know they were this bad. Lost to Tulsa for the first time since like the 50s or something like that. But we got the football stuff to get to. Because it's been a couple weeks. I mean, hell, this is our first show since really the NFL season kicked off. I know that we had the Thursday night kickoff with the Cowboys and Eagles. We had the Brazil game, but we've had 2 full Sundays of NFL football now. So with the college football slate, I would love to talk to you guys about what has stood out so far in this football season, college or NFL. The civil formality we will get to later as well.
Civil conversation.
Yeah,
That's what
a
this is
civil,
gonna
the civil.
Yeah.
We'll look at the college football slate today. What matchups are going down? Fun little segment that I'd like to do with Rashad and Jordan. Obviously, you can join in. Called "If I Could, I Would." We're gonna play God here on Sports Saturday.
Whoa.
Yes.
Oh, be careful with that, man.
Talk about some 0-2 teams in the NFL, some 2-0 teams. We got who do you love in the second hour, and then we'll give our final thoughts, predictions for the Civil War and Apple Cup this weekend. But let's get to going. What has stood out so far this football season? Sports Saturday right here on 105.1 The Fan.
This weekend only at Old
Welcome back into Sports Saturday.
Is it still tough for you to say Sports Saturday?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know about you, though. I enjoy doing this show on Saturday mornings now, knocking it out, getting it taken care of, and then having the rest of the weekend. In, like, retrospect, when I look at it, doing the Sunday show, you'd get done, you'd get home around 11:30, noon, and you really only have so many hours left in the weekend that you're just kind of like, you're scrambling to get stuff done, whether it's chores, grocery shopping, trying to catch some football, maybe play some golf, and then before you know it, it's 5, 6, 7 o'clock on Sunday morning. You're like, oh, crap, I got work tomorrow. And so getting this show in Saturday morning, previewing the college football slate, NFL, all the football stuff, and then having the rest of the weekend, to do your thing. Having all Sunday, I feel like it's been nice.
No, yeah, it's definitely different. It's nice. I do like having, my Sunday. I was always a big fan of just being able to, you kind of wrap up the weekend. So if there was something cool on a Saturday, we got to be the first ones to talk about it. We got to be the first ones to react to it. So that was always kind of, for me, the coolest part about Sundays. And then, we get to talk NFL, football, talk fantasy, all that little jazz before we start, or before we get out of there. So yeah, I used to love Sundays, but yeah, Saturdays definitely make the weekend a little easier. You're done at 11 o'clock typically, hopefully.
Sometimes 8.
Yeah, but yeah, most of the time it looks like it's going to be 8. But yeah, so I do like Saturdays a whole lot. Like I'll be real. At first I was a little hesitant because I'm a creature of habit, and so I like to do things over and over and over again. But yeah.
What has stood out to you so far this football season? What's caught your eye in either the college football or NFL landscape there, Rashad?
Honestly, I'm not going to say much has caught my eye right now. Like as far as for right now, I'm looking around. Okay, I will say this: Florida being as bad as they are is surprising. You lose your first game, you win your first game, it's like, all right, man. Then you lose to Florida International. I can't remember who they lost to their second game. Not them.
South Florida.
South Florida. Thank
Florida,
you.
Yeah.
South Florida. You lose to South Florida. Things just kind of keep going down.
They did not grab the
for you.
Bulls by the horn.
They did not. I am surprised. I know we're going to talk about this extensively today, but I am surprised in how bad Oregon State has played to start their season as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think we all think with Malik Murphy coming in that this is going to be a different looking team. And as far as his yards, he's looked good, but he's thrown a lot of interceptions. I think he's tied for like 3rd in the nation right now as far as interceptions thrown. But I think those are the two things: how bad the Chiefs are, and just how kind of discombobulated and old they look. All of a sudden, Travis Kelce went from, really that guy to like you can tell he's on his way out. He's about to get married to this billionaire. Like, I don't think Travis really. He's really thinking about football anymore. It doesn't seem like it.
Someone put it in a good way about Travis Kelce the other day. They're like, he's a podcaster that plays football.
That's what it becomes.
Yeah.
Whenever you start, your performance isn't as good as it used to be, and you have any other side venture, people are going to say that you focus too much on that. Mm-hmm. Paul George, when healthy, is still one of the best players in the league, but he's trash right now because of his injuries, and so he's podcast P. Like that's who he is. He cares more about his podcast than anything else. Like,
speaking of players with podcasts, kind of interesting how Micah Parsons all of a sudden doesn't do a podcast. Now that he's gone from the Cowboys, I want to focus on football.
There's nothing to talk about in Green Bay. I mean, for real, like when you're in Dallas, you're a part of the circus.
This is some good ass cheese.
Yeah, right. What kind of cheese is this? Yeah, how can you tell me the cheese was so good? That's all there is to talk about in Wisconsin right now. But when you're a Cowboy, you're a part of the circus, and Jerry Jones is the ringleader, and so you have a whole bunch.
Micah, I'd love for you to do a podcast.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee a lot of that had to do with Jerry Jones.
Because as they say in Texas, you're speaking to a mic.
Yeah.
They listen.
Man, he's good at it. He's really good. So I think those would be the things that have stood out to me the most at this point. Like, it's still really early in the season, so a lot of things can turn around for each of those teams that I talked about. But as far as I didn't expect Oregon State to be this bad right now, and considering that some of the good players they have and a defense that look like they're trying to kind of make a turn, like this doesn't this doesn't look good so far. And today, I think it's just going to
Special
get worse.
teams literally being the Achilles heel of that team.
Yeah.
I still cannot believe, and we were doing this show 2 weeks ago, I said they're not going to lose to Fresno State. That they are a better team than Fresno State. And quite frankly, that day, offense, defense, they were better than Fresno State. I have never, and it still kills me here 2 weeks later saying out loud, the fact that they lost a football game because they didn't have a long snapper, has that ever happened in the history of football?
I mean, special teams can kill you, but I don't know if the specific
Yeah,
long
like a
snapper
long snapper,
issue.
like what an odd thing to not have.
What's the NIL pool for a long snapper at Oregon
A couple
State?
$100,000 at
They're
the
like,
most.
listen, Malik, we're going to have to take some of that money back so we can pay a long snapper, please.
Or even better, Coach Trent Bray. Like, hey, Coach, we need you to slip a little off the salary so we can
Yeah.
actually get a long snapper here. My
That's
God.
that's really good. Like I said, what an odd. Not I don't have a receiver or we're down a kicker right now or something like that. So our tight end that used to be a kicker in high school is going to come in and make the kick. Like, no, we don't have a long snapper. You mean there's not one of you guys on this team ever in high school that ever did a long snap? Not one of you.
I was going to just say, one of my really good friends, Josh Wack, he went to high school, still good friends, played football with him. I'm sure he was the long snapper for our team, along with, just being an absolute stud in the linebacking core and on the offensive line.
Usually
But,
how it goes.
hey, he took pride in his long snapping. And I'm sure when he saw that game by the Beavers, he was disgusted. And he was sitting there just as many
Put
of us
me in,
sports
Coach.
Yeah, as many of us sports fans, I could do that.
Man,
Oh,
it's
throw the football over the damn mountain.
it's such a niche skill though if you think about it. Like, I mean, because it has to be accurate every time. If you get it too high over your kicker's head or too left or right, you can screw the whole thing up. So like, it's such a seriously, it has to be a perfect snap every
Yeah.
time.
Well, and you don't notice many long snappers, at least I just feel like this is my eye test on it, that are the size of true offensive linemen. They're actually like more like a Rashad size or like a Joe size where like they've actually got skinnier arms, but like Rashad, you're buff, but you don't look like a thankfully this is a compliment to you, a
appreciate it.
300-pound offensive lineman.
I
But like,
used to look like a 300-pound offensive lineman, so thank you.
you're welcome. No, but they just look a little slimmer.
I want to
They
see your
look-
pass set right now. Your pass block. I want to see you off the
I
block.
get low, and then it's moving this foot right here. That's the one you got to. So
I love it, the
and
cut foot.
I actually played offensive line for most elementary school until really maybe my sophomore year of high school.
Well, then shout out to
Junior
offensive
year?
lineman Rashad.
Just because I was tall, I was like,
Yeah.
Believe it or not, your boy had 1 year as a stint as an offensive lineman.
really? Which position?
I believe I played right tackle. This was my in 8th grade. I grew up and played for Tualatin youth football. Go Timberwolves. And 1 year, my dad, he forgot to sign me up for football. Like, he just, didn't do it. And so when the time came for the season to start, as I got closer, they're like, yeah, you kind of missed the window to sign up there, bud. So I wasn't
Take this number 73.
well, I wasn't able to be on like the 8th grade teams. Like, they weren't going to let me. So like, and then when they said, all right, well, you can play maybe on the 7th, 8th grade teams, but I don't know if we even know that. I still don't know how this happened, but I ended up playing for West Lynn that year. 1 year over at West
That a
Lynn.
baby.
And I don't know if my dad reached out to them. They reached out to my dad. I don't know. I still don't know how the hell it happened. But I ended up going over to West Lynn and played 1 year on a 7th, 8th grade team over there. And I was just at the line of 140 pounds where if you were above it, you had to have the piece of tape on your helmet that said you couldn't carry the ball. And so there were some games where I was below 140. There were some games I was above 140.
Joe cutting weight to play.
Oh, dude, I
play
had
Pop Warner.
I had a few Saturday mornings where I would go out on like a 3-4 mile run and not eat anything because my dad would take me out somewhere to weigh me that 7 a.m., 8 a.m., be like, all right, you're this much. All right, we need to go on a run. We need to work out. We need to shed some pounds. And so I would do that some games so that way if they needed me to carry the ball sometimes, then I would be underweight. But then there's sometimes I wouldn't. I'd have to rock the blue tape on the helmet and play right tackle.
We never did weigh-ins when we were in Pop Warner. I don't know. Maybe it was just the time that we were in that we just
Nothing more
Yeah.
demoralizing than getting an interception
And knowing
not
you can't do anything?
Yeah, and then just
dead ball.
that's
dead ball,
Do not
yeah.
run. You're done.
Yeah, it's over for you,
Like,
man.
damn
Like
it.
that sucks, man.
What stood out to me so far this football season? Doesn't seem like there's a clear-cut elite number one in college football.
Mm.
Like even like Ohio State last week, they were only up a possession against Ohio last week. Their offense has not looked elite. Julian Sain is still coming along, still trying to get that relationship down with Jeremiah Smith and the rest of his teammates. I mean, Penn State, who the hell have they played, right? Like, and then 2 weeks before that, they played Villanova last week and absolutely destroyed them. But then the week before that, I want to say they were playing like Austin P or FIU. Yeah, it was FIU, 34-0. And that was a game for them that was supposed to be one of those like absolute blowout patsies, like win by 50. So that they were kind of slow rolling along there. Some of the top teams that were ranked maybe like number one overall, Texas. I mean, Arch Manning looks like absolute cheeks right now.
Yeah, they should be asking for a lot of money back for Arch Manning.
I mean, for God's sakes, we'll see what he does against Sam Houston today. But they
sure he's
played,
gonna have a great game.
but they played
Yeah.
UTEP last week.
And he had a great game.
Well, in the second half.
not in the second half, but like to start, he played really well. But
No, he didn't.
No,
I don't-
mean like
I don't think he
no,
watched
no,
the
I'm
same
sorry.
game.
No, he got booed,
no,
and then
got
he
booed.
played
No,
well,
and then
right,
he played well.
Sark?
Yeah, so
You jerk.
yeah, it's one of those things. Like he shows these flashes, right? Let me not even say he played well. He shows these flashes of like, ooh, he's nice, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he goes
He had 10
7,
straight,
8 plays in a row. And it was
he had
like
10
that. What
straight
is he doing?
incompletions at one
That's
point
what I'm saying.
last week in the first half.
And in between there, he'll do something, dare I say, Peyton Manning like as far as throwing the ball, and you're like, man, that was a dime right there. That was beautiful. Or make some beautiful run and be like, man, this kid has got it. Like, so you see it there, but I just think he has a tough time putting it all together. But we can say that for a lot of quarterbacks in college football right now. Like there are a lot of guys. Malik Murphy at times look like, man, this kid's got it. And interception. Never mind.
No, that's actually my point of the early season of college football that I've seen just quickly is that the quarterback play has been, I don't know, slightly
Kinda-
above mediocre.
yeah, it's kind of mid.
Yeah, I'm not trying to sound biased here, but like the best quarterback and the most consistent one so far this season,
Carson Beck.
And shut up. He's in the first couple of games. He's been good, yes, for Miami. Surprising, Mario Cristobal's actually letting him throw the ball, but Dante Moore's up on that list as well. But yeah, you expected big things from Arch. You expected big things from the new kid at Ohio State. And hell, even here in the state, yeah, you mentioned Malik Murphy. Like that was in a pretty weak transfer class at quarterbacks. That was a big get for Oregon State, and he was pretty high on his recruiting class as well. So you were expecting some numbers from that kid too.
No, you're right. Like the quarterback play across the board, like Penn State's winning, but Drew Aller isn't like blowing. You know what I'm saying? He's not knocking your socks off.
Well, and then
when
like
they're
last
winning, so
last week, LSU they beat Florida, but they got 5 turnovers and only had 20 points to show for it. Like
Yikes.
Nussmeier was not eye popping off the game, and then Georgia Tennessee, that was a great game, but Georgia's defense maybe looks like it's not elite like in years past. Notre Dame, first team since 1988, I believe, to be ranked and be 0-2. Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Another team that has been very underwhelming, and right now they're 1-2, but very well could be 0-3. Clemson. They came in as, I believe, the number 4, number 3 ranked team in the country.
Dabo's
yeah, listening to
cashing out,
Dabo,
man.
kind of. I mean, I'm sure you guys heard his presser when he was like, "Well, 2 national championships and a couple, like, I mean,
If you don't
you-
like winning,
if you don't
fire
like
me.
fire me." Like, I mean,
Okay.
and he's not.
You're fired.
And honestly, I don't. Dabo's just so hard to like, but he wasn't wrong. Like, I mean, yeah, we're having a down season now, but it wasn't supposed to be like this. I think everybody knows it wasn't supposed to be like this, but here we are. So, yeah, he's not wrong. Like,
Well,
he's a jackass, but he's not, he's not wrong this
It's
time.
the way that he coaches, though. It's the lack of adapting to the current landscape of college football. He literally just started taking on transfer players, in the last 2 seasons?
And he was lucky enough because he's one of
Yeah.
those guys that was lucky enough to get, and I know we have to break, he's lucky enough to get an a generational talent in college in Trevor Lawrence and have him for, as long as he had him, be able to win as much as he did. So,
Uiagalelei, too, as
Yeah.
well for that season.
Well, if you want to text in 503-864-6326 about what has stood out during this early football season in college or NFL, let us know. Jump in on the conversation. But we will take a break, and it's time to get to the civil formality, the civil, I guess we have to do this.
Yeah, it's just a tune-up game. Let's just call it that.
Well, we'll see, Rashad. Anything can happen any given Saturday, right?
No, not really.
Take a break, come back, talk about Oregon State. But first, George Schultz with the Sports Center update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the number 6 Oregon Ducks taking their undefeated record back to Autzen Stadium this afternoon, facing off against the Oregon State Beavers for the Civil War happening this season, of course. Going to be extended until 2032, but not happening next year. All right, right now, though, Oregon a 33.5-point favorite, up a lot from the opening line earlier this week, and ESPN's FBI has Oregon pretty much almost guaranteed to win this, a 98.7% chance on the matchup predictor from ESPN. You got pregame coverage getting going with game day starting here following Sports Saturday at 8 a.m. Andy Johnson, Dusty Hara, and Anthony Newman on the coverage. And, of course, at noon kickoff, or excuse me, that is before noon. We've got pregame with Jerry and Georgie starting at 10, and then kickoff at noon here on the Fan Sports Network. You can also watch it on the Big Ten Network. In baseball last night, the Mariners a 4-0 win over the Houston Astros. Bunch of solo homers for the M's, although losing Brian Wu after the 5th inning. He had some pectoral tightness. They're getting an MRI back on him. See if that's going to affect him going into the possible playoff run for Seattle. They'll go for another one against Houston this afternoon, 4:10 first pitch on MLB.TV and Root Sports. Mariners now hold a 1-game lead in the AL West over the Astros going into the final 8 games of the season. And the Seahawks in action, hosting the Saints back at Lumen Field tomorrow. Pregame getting going right here on the Fan Sports Network at 11, and coverage at 1:05 for kickoff starts on CBS. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk. Heard missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt and spray. Weekday morning, 6 to 10 a.m. The Fan Sports Sports Saturday brought to you by Philbrook Law, Accident and Injury Lawyers, your local law team on the Fan Sports Network.
Welcome back into Sports Saturday. Hopefully you have started your excursion down to Autzen Stadium for Oregon versus Oregon State. It's the Civil War, which actually news broke this week that after next season, they because I don't think they're going to play next season,
No.
but they will pick the series back up in 2027 and at least play it through 2032.
Yes, sir.
So it's not going anywhere. And if you listen to this station, it has been Rivalry Week, or as Isaac and Suk have said, Rivalry Week. And it's one of those where I understand all the sentiment about this game, and I try and get the juice. I try and be like, hey, man, it is Rivalry Week. It's
Rivalry Week.
Rivalry
like
Week
that.
is what we ought to say.
It works.
But I try and take like the Anthony Newman approach. Like Anthony Newman, this week comes and he is full blown like, screw Oregon State. I hate Oregon State. I hate the Beavers. Like he's in it. He still has that fire for this game. And I try and find it too, but I get it. It is tough, and I think it does also have to do with how is Oregon State playing? What is their performance looking like? If they were 3-0, I'm sure that the vibes would be very, very different right now, but they are not. And also how they have looked in their first few games has just, made this even how both teams have looked in their first 3 games has made this matchup, in particularly this year, just kind of meh. I mean, like, let's face it, last year, Beavers fans were feeling themselves coming into this game. They were on one. They felt really good about they felt like they had a chance last year. And then, first quarter started a little bit slower, and then it quickly got out of hand, and Oregon ended up running away with it. Oregon is what, at 33.5, 34
Right
and a
now,
half?
33, at least if I
It's
look
a
on
little bit.
ESPN. Bet.
Not that much.
So this game, does it mean something? Yes. Does it mean what it used to? No. And that is the unfortunate part, but only time will tell if Oregon State with this new Pac-12 and the college landscape gets back to a point where obviously Oregon has dominated this series the last 25 years, but can it just the competitiveness, can that gap get closed a little bit more in the future, which I think everybody, if you're a Duck or Beaver, hopes that's the case.
Yeah, I don't think so. Honestly, I mean, it's been like it's been a long time since the Beavs have been like really, really good. Like, no, actually, the last time they made a bowl game was what, like 5 seasons ago, 6 years ago. And my time perception is very really bad. So I'll think something was 3-4 years ago, and then it was
yeah. I think they went like 8-4 and played. Was it Notre Dame in one of their bowls?
Like a bowl,
Vegas
yeah.
Bowl or something.
yeah.
They
Either
usually go
way-
to the Vegas Bowl.
Yeah, either way, like it's been a long time. So I would love the Vegas Bowl right now for Oregon State.
2023, 8-5. Jonathan Smith's last year. He actually did not coach
No,
that
he did not.
that
he
bowl
moved
game.
on by then. Yep.
And yeah, that was against Notre Dame. They got absolutely demolished in the Sun Bowl.
The Sun Bowl.
Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
I mean, I think they've got a brand new stadium. That's cool. I mean, I just think there's nothing really, and no
Renovated
offense,
stadium.
No, I mean, yeah, it's renovated stadium, but it looks new. It doesn't look like the same space that
and
it
it's
was.
funny they have a renovated stadium and 15,000 people less are showing up over the last few years.
Yeah.
I think it was like Angie Machado for the Beaver Blitz. She listed some of the attendance over the last 10, 15 years of games. Their attendance is literally down by like 15,000 people compared to years past.
That's crazy because the stadium is actually very nice now. It doesn't have high school stadium vibes anymore. It looks like a college football stadium at this point, and so that's the one thing. But the truth is, there's nothing like. There's a cool factor about Oregon and Washington and Ohio State and all. There's something cool about those. Even USC and UCLA, who aren't very good, for the most part. Like there's nothing cool about Oregon State. Nothing cool about Corvallis. Like, I mean, it sucks to say and I'm so sorry, Beaver fans, because you actually were a cooler place to hang out at.
They got a good golf course down there, Tristan.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Like if you're a golfer, then there's
Good
always
clubhouse, great
right,
food.
Nice silver lining there. You know what I'm saying, right?
One of the best club sandwiches I've ever had.
That you've ever had, right? You know what I mean? To die for. But yeah, I just don't think that there's a real cool factor. They don't have a personality. Right. And I think that's what it is right now. Like, when you're a high school kid, that especially one of the good ones from somewhere here in the Northwest or somewhere from California, like, unless you had no offers from many people, you typically kind of settle on the Beavers as opposed to like, yes, I want to grow up and be a Beav. Like people want to grow up and be a Duck or a Trojan or a Buckeye or whatever the case is.
Listen, Oregon State, if Jonathan Smith, if he had stayed there, they possibly, could have gotten to a level of prominence in college football that I think Beavers fans thought that they should be at. And I get it. And I know that's why people are so upset. Unfortunately, that's not the world that we live in. And if we're being honest, guys, the goal for the Oregon Ducks for the last 2 decades, maybe decade and a half, if I'm, maybe overshooting with the 2-decade statement, has been getting to a national championship and winning a title. Oregon State's main goal outside of the few years that they've been ranked, I get it, they beat them in 2022, but their main goal is to unseat Oregon. Need I say more? Oregon, national championship. Oregon State, win the Civil War. These are 2 vastly different programs, and they were before the landscape changed. Let's be honest.
No, you're right.
Win the Civil War, make a bowl game, which at this point this season is looking pretty rough for them to do that. I don't know. I go back and forth with this game because Oregon State, Washington, as a Duck fan, alum, I want them to crush those 2 teams every single year. But there does become a point where that happens so often, and just the state of the schools and where they're at, that it's just like, this isn't as fun as it used to be. It's like when we were in the same conference and, playing for something, and it was the end of the year, and one team's trying to make a Rose Bowl, or both teams are trying to make a Rose Bowl, or one team's just trying to finish the season strong and get to a bowl game, or bragging rights. The juice was there, and unfortunately for this season, the juice is gone. And again, maybe it's a year-by-year thing, and maybe after this year, Trent Bray is gone, they get a new hire in there, and they're able to make the program, have a seasoned team that is respectable to the point where they come into this game, not this year, or not next year, but in the future, close that gap a little bit. What intrigues me about the Oregon State thing is that, what is this team going to look like in the new Pac-12, and is that really going to make that much of a difference? Because while it is going to be the Pac-12, it's really just Mountain West 2.0.
Yeah, and we all know how we feel about the Mountain West. Like, you might have a Boise State that comes out of there that you really respect.
That's cute.
Right?
That's cute what you guys got going on over there.
You respect them, right? UNLV does well, and say, okay, well, sure, right? But there's no, real respect coming from there. So, and especially when you add a Washington State and Oregon State, those are probably going to be 2 of the strongest teams in the conference all of a sudden. Yeah,
it sucks. Honestly, as much as, you can be listening to this as an Oregon State fan, just be like, a bunch of duck honks over there. Blah, 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 blah. But I just, truly, I want Oregon State to be good. Truly, I want them to be more competitive. I want this game to be more competitive. It is much more fun for this station, this city, for the state of Oregon, everybody involved in this matchup, when both teams are good and this game is more competitive, that it makes things more fun. It really does. I'm all, I hate Oregon State, but I'm always rooting for them outside of, this game.
Honestly, the way Beavers fans have acted the past few years, I've actually, I want Oregon State to be good, but
I think every fan base has those fans, though.
Yeah, but Oregon, man, it's just the continual crap that's thrown at Oregon for having money or for being which is essentially now the entirety of the blue bloods of college football.
Oregon has become the spoiled rich kid, though. Oregon has become the spoiled rich kid that's like, oh, you like my Mercedes? Yeah, just got it.
But-
It's new."
My dad's a lawyer.
Yeah,
But
sorry,
wasn't
sorry.
that Texas
I wanna talk to
in the
your manager.
90s, in the
Yeah.
80s? Wasn't that Miami? These
It is,
were
and people hated them too. Like these. I mean, you were mentioning all the teams like Miami, and I was a Hurricanes fan. People hated the Hurricanes. You know, they loved Michael Vick though, especially when I was in high school. So yeah, like all those Texas hate the Longhorns.
they
like,
hate you because
there's
they ain't you.
Oklahoma. You know what I mean? All those teams that have had that type of success that are really good.
Yeah.
So Oregon is that team now. They're one of those ones that fit into that mold.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, maybe we get a little bit better the game than we anticipate today, but Oregon is a 33.5-point favorite. This game is at Autzen versus in Corvallis this year, Reser Stadium. So Godspeed Oregon State, but
Maybe this is where they turn it around.
for the sake of my Ducks, 63-10. Let's go, baby. I don't think that's going to happen, but
I don't know. The way this offense has been looking for Oregon, there's a good chance they could put up 70 something today.
But hey, Northwestern did, they did put some stuff on tape of how to slow this team down at least, to hold on to that ball, run the rock, kill time off the clock, limit the possessions
and
that the Oregon Ducks can have.
we thought that the Beavers could run the ball. And I mean, that's the thought process. They are able to run the ball. So we'll see if that works today. Hasn't really worked yet, but let's see if it's worked today.
Well, and let's see what's on the slate for college football today. We got some other games. We'll give you the layout of what to watch here in college football this Saturday. Do that next year. Sports Saturday on 105.1 The Fan, 1080 The Fan, and the Fan Sports Network.
This is the story of the one.
Brought to you by Philbrook Law, Accident and Injury Lawyers, your local law team on the Fan Sports Network.
We're back here on Sports Saturday. Hopefully, if you are listening to us as you are heading down to Eugene today for Oregon State, the Civil War.
Maybe the Beavers should rehire Mike Riley one more time.
Oh, that'd be great. I'm down for that.
Right? What would fix the program?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I think that, it's fair.
It would sell season tickets. It
Yeah.
actually would.
Honestly, I don't think Oregon State, they need to go outside of the box for their next hire. They do not need an Oregon State guy, if you will. I feel like that's kind of a lazy way to go about hiring someone, is that, well, he's one of our guys. He's an alum. He loves his program. It's like, that's cool. Does he suck? Like,
Can he
can he
organize
recruit?
a practice?
Yeah, like, no, stop. But anyways, there's other college football today. There is a game today between two Big Ten teams that will tell us a lot about each of these teams, I believe. Indiana, Illinois. This one at Indiana. And Illinois, number 9 ranked team in the country. Indiana,
My Illini.
number 9. You're a Illini.
Yeah. Well, we've been talking about this
What?
all season, have we not?
No.
Play the tapes. Play the tapes. I said, Jordan, actually, you were gone the first day. Jordan.
No,
okay.
Rashad's been in on Luke Altmaier and the Fighting
Okay.
Illini.
All right.
Yeah, I'm all in. I said that was the team that nobody expects anything from this Big Ten.
Well,
And
I mean,
not expect anything from,
they
but
are
nobody
ranked in top 10.
Well, nobody expects them to be a team that's going to compete with Oregon, Ohio State, Michigan. That's what I kind of meant initially.
they're
It's
that
like,
next tier.
yes,
if
and
you
no,
will.
and then throw in Indiana in there, and like nobody thought that like they would be, they're a good team, but nobody thinks they're going to be ranked this high. And
No.
so far, they're doing well. Let's
Yeah.
go Illini.
But they are playing, Sister Mary's School of the
You
Blind.
play to
like,
win the game.
Their
Hello.
record so far 3-0 against Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, go Owls, and Indiana State.
Yeah, let's go. That's
So,
3 wins in a row.
Fighting
all
Kurt Signettis.
That's all I heard.
Coach of the year, baby. Reigning coach of the year.
Other games on the college football slate today, top 25 matchups. Actually at 9 a.m., an hour after us, which you will not be watching because you will be listening to Oregon Ducks pregame right here on the Fan. Texas Tech, Utah kicks off at 9 a.m. That's the big nooner. That's a top 25 matchup there. Texas Tech looking real good to start the season. Looked real good last week against Oregon State.
Looked great against Oregon State.
And Utah, the Utes, possibly back. They're 3-0 as well, and they're starting off conference play against Texas Tech at home. This one in Salt Lake City at Rice-Eccles Stadium, which, it is a 9 a.m. kickoff, but makes me wish that this game was a late night kickoff because Rice-Eccles Stadium at night, that's one of the best venues in America. Underrated. Also, top 25 matchup today. This one very intriguing. SEC matchup, top 25 teams. Auburn versus Oklahoma. You have Jackson Arnold, former Oklahoma quarterback, who has started off the season pretty good for Auburn. He goes back to Norman to take on the Oklahoma Sooners. Oklahoma looking good to start this year. They got the big win against Michigan a couple weeks ago. Coming into this year, it was kind of one of those prove-it seasons for Brett Venables, and so far, having John Mateer as their quarterback definitely been beneficial for the Sooners.
No,
So-
yeah, 3, and especially when you got that big win against Michigan, second week of the season,
Mhm.
and that was kind of I think that kind of sparked a lot for the Sooners because now they see like, man, we can beat them, and it kind of really altered Michigan's season, at least so far. But yeah, this Sooners team, they've been this has been a slow build for them. Hopefully they can get back to, like a spot to where they can be as dominant again. It's going to be tough in this SEC. They've been so used to dominating the Big 12 for a long time that now they got to try to really do it against the real big boys. So we'll see. But so far so good. But the big test is when they play Auburn today and then Texas in a couple weeks.
And one of the teams that Oklahoma beat, as we mentioned, was Michigan. They've got an interesting game today at Nebraska. Nebraska is 3-0. They've had some big wins themselves. Matt Rule, I think, is making a point to dominate teams when they can. They very well could have lost that season opener to Cincinnati, but 68-0 against Akron, 59-7 against Houston Christian. and now they're welcoming in Michigan. This is kind of shades of last year's game against Colorado, where I think Nebraska and the Cornhuskers, like this is one of those moments where they are desperate for a big win against a ranked opponent like Michigan. But Michigan with Bryce Underwood, man, and their running back, Justice Haynes, excuse me. He is pretty damn good as well. So that is a very intriguing game. Spread is 1.5. Michigan right now is favored. I'm not saying this is going to be on Who Do You Love, but I'm going on a limb. Hot take, Michigan all day.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to see Nebraska fans. They're all excited. They're like, dude, I think this could be our year. I think we could finally get done. And then Temu, Patrick Mahomes, they roll in to this game, high and mighty, thinking that this is the time, this is the moment, and then Michigan just puts belt to ass. I am really hoping that happens.
No.
And you know what? I'm going on a limb. I'm saying it does happen.
No, I think so far Bryce Underwood has been really good, for this Michigan team, especially as
Yes.
a freshman kind of coming in and taking the reins, so there's still a lot of question marks around Michigan, but I think this is one of those things. I'm with you, Joe. I don't know if Michigan goes in and just lays the smack down, but I do think that they win this game pretty handily.
A couple other ones to keep an eye on. Florida at Miami. Miami only a 7.5-point favorite, so I don't know if they're looking at this as this is the last hope for Florida to win a big game this year before things really start to fall apart for them. DJ Lagway, 5 interceptions last week. Yikes. So, I mean, maybe we get the Florida bounce back game and they keep this close, as they are on College Game Day right now talking to Mario Cristobal, asking, is the U back? They've looked really good, though, to start the season, Miami. So I will give them that.
Florida has looked terrible on the other end to start the season. They got one win. It was just Long Island. Come on, man. I didn't think Long Island had enough people to actually have a football team like that. So, it was, I don't know, man. They've scored 26 points in their last 2 games total.
When the turn of the ball over that much, that's
I don't know. I think Miami, the U might be back. The U, considering how well they did play last year with Cam Ward, and now you can get to this season and you start 3-0. The U might be back, and I think they start with belts to asses to Florida today.
And then the nightcap tonight, Michigan State versus USC. This is one in LA. 8 o'clock kickoff for that one. Damn.
Not watching that.
I love those late night kickoffs, man.
Oh, dude. I saw one of the worst takes of all time on Twitter yesterday. And it was some random guy. I don't know. It just came across my, For You page or following page. But he said something along the lines of, I could never live on the West Coast. 10 a.m. kickoff. Talking about NFL. He's like, I could never do that. And I was just like, this is a terrible take. The West Coast is the best place to watch football. Football viewing, Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. And then you get these, 8 o'clock kickoffs. I'm watching football until like 11:30 on Saturday night. Dude, yes, injected in my veins every single Saturday.
The Super Bowl doesn't start for y'all on the East Coast until like 7 o'clock.
Oh, and then, NFL Sundays.
Exactly.
We don't have to go to church and then wait until 1 o'clock for the games to start. Like 10 a.m. I'm going to the church.
Nobody's paying attention.
Of NFL, baby.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm praising Roger Goodell.
Thank goodness for all the apps you can watch on your phone, because there are a lot of men in church right now with their phone, on mute and just watching the game.
Our God is an awesome touchdown.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes.
Oh, sorry, Pastor. My bad.
Yeah, Pastor's like, no, who's winning?
And then
I got him on fantasy.
Nice thing about like those late night games, especially when Hawaii is involved in them. I was watching, I think it was last week or the week before. It was halftime at
Hawaii, Portland State.
No, it was the game after that, but it was like halftime at like 11:30 at night on a Saturday. And I was like, oh my God, I got to watch the second half of Hawaii until like 1 a.m. Okay, I'm down. And I did. I drank and I just watched a bunch of crappy football.
How dope is it if Hawaii's in your conference and you're like, oh, home game or away game in Hawaii? Yes.
That alone is why I wanted the Pac-12 to grab Hawaii.
Are they taking shots on College Game Day right now?
It's probably wheatgrass or something like that.
McAfee's on there, so you know they're doing something.
Yeah, I think they just took shots.
McAfee's there, so it's probably Jello shots or something like that.
Well, all
Something
right,
silly.
yeah,
He seems like a Jello
was that
shot person.
espresso? What are they? What are they doing? Anyways, hey, look at that. They got 2 Washington State flags at College Game Day, and they have 2 Oregon State flags at College Game Day in Miami.
Look at those.
wow.
How about
Okay.
that, Beeves?
Look at those. They got some Washington State love on TV. Look at them.
Well, yeah, I mean, 324th consecutive College Game Day appearance for Old Crimson, the flag that gets shipped around city to city during College Game Day. But yeah, Oregon State, 2 flags out there.
Well, that's a good sign,
2
right?
2 flags.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, take a break. We get into hour number 2. In our hour number 2, we try to play God in this football world. We try to put out that energy to make things happen that we want to see in NFL and college. Some 0-2 and 2-0 teams in the NFL. Who do you love? And then our final thoughts and predictions for Civil War and Apple Cup. We get to that next. Hour number 2, Sports Saturday, right here on the Fan Sports Network.
Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, the playing of the 129th Civil War is here. Number 6, Oregon, 3-0 on the season so far, hosting the 0-3 Beavers at Autzen Stadium this afternoon. Stick around here on the Fan Sports Network. You've got game day coverage with Andy Dirt Johnson, Dusty Hara, and Anthony Newman getting going. Following Sports Saturday here at 8 a.m. At 10 a.m., you got Jerry and Georgie, I should say. Mike Jorgensen, Jerry Allen on the call with the pregame at 10 a.m. And then, of course, noon kickoff here on the Fan Sports Network. You can watch it on the Big Ten Network as well at this point. Oregon, a 33.5-point favorite. In baseball, the Mariners getting a big 4-0 win in Houston last night. A bunch of solo homers for him. Brian Wu, though, leaving in the 5th inning with some pectoral tightness. They're awaiting an MRI on his status. They'll go for a win in Game 2, 4:10 p.m. this afternoon on Root Sports. And in the NFL, the Seattle Seahawks back at it tomorrow, hosting the New Orleans Saints at Lumen Field. Coverage getting going right here on the Fan Sports Network at 11 a.m. with pregame. Kickoff at 1:05. You can watch it on CBS. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Heard missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
the home of Ducks Game Day. Before and after every Ducks football game this season, the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Billingsley! Party at Taylor's house now, Billingsley! You better be there! Gonna get wasted! Party at Taylor's house! Billingsley!
Sports Saturday.
Let's it go!
With Joe Fisher and Rashad Taylor.
He's gonna heave one deep down the field! It's gonna be to the goal line! It's gonna be caught! It's a touchdown!
Brought to you by Philbrook Law, Accident and Injury Lawyers, your local law team.
Oh my! I can't believe what I just saw!
Sports Saturday on the Fan Sports Network.
He can block, tackle, score the touchdown. Hell, the boy will fill up the Gatorade cooler, walk the dog, and paint your backcourt.
105.1 and 1080.
And he can pass.
The Fan.
But yo, what that hook gon' be? See, I don't need no fucking hook on this beat.
Hour number 2, Sports Saturday right here. Joe Fisher, Rashad Taylor, Jordan Schultz rocking with us. They're doing a little feature right now on College Game Day about the Civil War. How about that? Showing the game some love on College Game Day right after they talked to Mario Cristobal, too.
That's an underhanded shot. Did they actually say the word Civil War?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. They talked
Yeah.
about this really weird trophy that
The
you know,
platypus
trophy
trophy.
that they
Yeah.
don't.
I think it was lost for a few years, or nobody
Yeah.
knew where the hell it was.
Yeah.
It was in
Away.
like a basement somewhere.
Yeah, and some storage
It looks.
or whatever.
It doesn't look awesome. I got to be honest.
Well, the platypus is not an awesome
Yeah,
animal.
it's
It's
not- it
a
doesn't look
platypus.
awesome. Yeah.
Industrious, all right?
Industrial. What does that even mean?
It's a hard-working animal, okay?
Oh, okay.
Do not besmirch the platypus.
Hard work doesn't always get you what you want.
You know,
you can
bef-
just work and work and work. And,
But
you know,
before the end of this
Yay,
show,
platypus.
I will get you some interesting platypus facts.
I like that.
All right. But it is Sports Saturday. We got college football coming up. Stick with us even after the show because we will kick it down to the boys down in Eugene for Ducks pregame right here on the Fan. Andy Dirt Johnson, Dusty Era, and Anthony Newman. Also, if you're listening to us on 1080 The Fan, if you've been living under a rock, we're on 105.1 The Fan now. We are the Fan Sports Global Network.
Global,
Yes, that's right. International.
worldwide,
Prestige.
Wide.
Worldwide. Wide. We put, what does he say? What did they put on a bee?
Put liquid paper on a bee, and it died.
Is that my boat?
Yeah, I was watching the
You
thing.
goons wrecked my effing boat.
So Braun has a podcast, like the shop
Well,
or
of
whatever
course.
it is. Yeah, he has multiple podcasts, but he has one, and he had Will Ferrell on, and he came on wearing the I forget his initial racing car outfit from
Ricky
Talladega
Bobby?
Nights.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've like the drunk clown. I forget the malt liquor jumpsuit. It was actually pretty tight, but they talked about just them riffing back and forth on Step Brothers, and then he and John C. Reilly, after they had done Talladega Nights, were like, okay, we kind of understand each other and how we're gonna do this, and most of it was just them improving back and forth.
Such a great movie.
Awesome movie, so many quotables.
Yes, very much so. But yeah, we're rocking here on Sports Saturday, and is in typical Fan Sports Network fashion, we are up against the clock. So,
That's how it goes. So
hey,
going to break.
that's what happens when you miss a week, and we got all this stuff to talk
Yeah,
about.
we have a lot to catch up
so many
on.
activities.
I haven't seen my guys for a couple weeks, man. I don't even know how you guys are doing or anything.
I know. Yeah, we holding up all right. We doing okay out there?
I mean, I hope so. Yeah, everybody's good.
Hey, I'm doing just fine. My Ducks are winning. My Cowboys are squeaking out insane games against the Giants.
Man, stuff is going right. Have you seen that the little clip of the kid and he's on the phone with maybe his buddy or something like that? He's like, I got a girlfriend. I got my pizza rolls. Like, stuff is like, I'm killing it right now. Like,
Man, I miss that simple.
Yeah.
It took very, very few things to like make you feel like a complete person. Like I got it all.
Girlfriends and pizza rolls.
pizza rolls, like, man,
And my game's on.
who lives like this?
Winning.
Seriously.
Let's go.
Nothing better. Opening up your freezer and seeing you got pizza rolls or like bagel bites. Like, let's go, Mom.
Speaking of winning, watch the Charlie Sheen Netflix doc.
Oh, yeah.
We'll go out to
It's-
break with
it's
that.
been
Watch
good.
that ass.
Dude, had no idea that dude had HIV.
Dude, really? It was
had no idea.
literally revealed on live television during his interview with Matt
that
Lauer.
one.
Right over your head.
I guess that I missed that interview.
Yeah.
The trailer popped up, and he's like, "Yeah, when I got my HIV diagnosis," and it was also like very unsurprising. I was like, "Yeah, that tracks for Charlie
makes
Sheen."
sense. Yeah.
Charlie
I'm like,
Sheen,
"Yeah,
yeah.
not exactly surprised. He smoked crack and he
that
got
Charlie,
HIV."
man.
Yeah.
He banged him. He banged them all.
Yeah, that
Jeez, Charlie.
he sure did.
Man.
Wow.
Jeez, Charlie. That's crazy.
Well, Charlie Sheen, he lived like a god, like he could do whatever he want with
He
no
could.
repercussions.
The 80s famous was different, bro.
We're gonna try and play God here next. All right, we got a little thing that I did on my podcast earlier this week that I thought was interesting, and I wanted to bring it to you guys as well. If I could, I would. I want to do that in the next segment. If I could, I would do this in either college football or NFL. If I could make this happen, I would.
Gotcha.
We're going to do that next here, Sports Saturday, the Fan Sports Network.
Fall
Sports Saturday here on 105.1 The Fan, 1080 The Fan, the Odyssey app, YouTube, and Twitch. I don't know if we're anywhere else live, but if you missed any of this show, any of our shows yesterday or this week or in the past, we got all our shows podcasts. You can get that wherever you get your podcasts. You can jump in on the show if you would like to see something happen. If you could, you would do this. You could text in 503-864-6326.
Sleep with Margot Robbie. What? Is that not what we're talking about?
Whoa.
Whoa.
I mean, yes, but
I mean, could.
I love my girlfriend. All right.
Oh, I love my
would-
wife. She knows this, though.
I'm
She
pretty
knows
sure.
this.
I'm pretty sure
Listen, babe.
I'm pretty sure most girlfriends
I'm
or
getting
wives
the
would
chance.
understand.
I'm taking it.
You know,
It's like
but
if Ryan Reynolds walked up to her, I'd be like, I get it. All right.
I'm gonna go super bro-y here for a second.
let's hear it.
There's this new movie coming out. I think it's called like Honey Don't or something like that. But it's got Margaret Qualley
Okay.
and
Oh,
Aubrey
yeah.
Plaza in it.
Okay.
And I think in
You're an
that
Aubrey Plaza fan?
yeah. And I think in that movie they both play for the same team. Like their roles are where they get together.
Like a Black Swan
Nice.
type situation?
Yeah, so it's Margaret Qualley
I
and
like
Aubrey
it.
Plaza where I'm just like okay. Like that's just I mean, come on.
I think I'm in.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Sign me up. Movie that I am in for, the Smashing Machine that's coming out.
Oh yeah, I've heard great things
With The
about it.
Rock?
Yeah,
Doesn't he like it's The Rock? He's actually not going to play himself.
Yeah.
he's not going to play Dwayne Johnson in
Yeah.
a role. He's going to play Dwayne Johnson adjacent.
yeah. I'm looking forward to this, man.
Yeah.
That should be a great movie.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know Margaret Qualley, she is Andy McDowell's daughter, Groundhog Day, and she is way hotter than her mom.
I don't know.
And-
Andy McDowell was hot for her time.
Not disagreeing with that at all.
Yeah.
She was in that movie The Substance. I don't know if you've seen that.
No.
With her and Demi Moore. Insane movie.
Okay.
One of the craziest movies I've ever seen.
The Substance, huh? Gotta look that
Dude,
up.
it
Never
is. I highly recommend it and
Whoa.
buckle up.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I highly recommend it and buckle up
Okay.
because it gets wild. Absolutely wild.
Freaky night at the Schulte household tonight.
Oh, buddy.
With Dennis Quaid? Oh my God.
Yeah, Dennis Quaid's in it. Yeah, he's got a role in there. No, I can't spoil or say anything about that movie because it's one of those is like, dude, you just need to watch it.
Okay, I'll check it out.
You just need to watch
Put it on the queue.
I'll text you.
If I could, I would. Rashad, if I could play football god, if I could, I would. I've got a few here, and I would love to hear what you have to say and what you would want to see happen.
I'm just
Now-
doing that.
Oh, you give me the bells all day long. I will never say, turn the bells off. Cut the NFL music, please. I don't want to hear it. Like, come on. But there's a few things in football I want to see. Obviously, there's the bias ones, if I could, I would have the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. We know that's not going to happen. If I could, I would have the Ducks win the national championship. Very well could happen.
Obvious.
But I'm trying to think, of things in football that I like or would find interesting that would make me happy. And if I could, I would, and here's my first one, have Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens win the Super Bowl this year. I think that obviously there's teams that, have never won a Super Bowl. There are quarterbacks that you would want to see win the Super Bowl and finally, check that box. Justin Herbert is one of those. But again, trying to put my green and yellow glasses to the side here. I think Lamar Jackson finally breaking through and getting that Super Bowl victory. He's got the MVPs. Everybody knows how great he is. People still, I feel like they shouldn't, but I feel like there is still a small minority out there that thinks that, I'd like to see him more as a quarterback. I would like to see how he is throwing the ball. I think it's well proven that at this point, especially after last season.
Yeah.
So the final thing for him to do to check that box of being
Win.
one of the greats is win that Super Bowl and win the ring. So if I could, I would have Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens, win the Super Bowl this year.
Man, mine's a little more local and immediate. If I could, I would grant Oregon State a top 5 recruiting class.
Oh my God.
Listen.
Jeez.
The
Hey,
reason
Genie.
he's playing God, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That's what we're doing,
More
right?
than God, I feel like.
Man,
but
that's
okay.
what I mean. I'm saying if we're giving Super Bowls
Hey, I
out
love
to
it.
people,
You went
like-
you went far into it.
man, listen. If we're playing God, if we're talking about things that are feasible,
Oh, I mean, at this point, no. Hell yeah.
I mean,
love
if we're talking feasible things, then I guess it would be like I want to see almost a preseason of sorts in college football.
Okay.
That's what I would like to see. I don't like the idea.
A tune-up game.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of these games against, FIU or whoever counting.
Long Island.
Yeah, a Long Island. I don't like the idea of that counting for an Oregon or Ohio State or whomever you play at the beginning of the season. And then you see a lot of these teams are crap because there's just no warm-up. First game of the season is like this is all live. So I would like to see some type of preseason. Even if it's just one game or even like a jamboree type situation where teams can kind of work out the kinks.
I like that, a jamboree.
Yeah.
You need to call it a jamboree.
They just play two
just like
different
they did in
teams.
T-ball.
Yeah.
Seriously.
If they do that, they need to call it a jamboree because jamboree days were great.
Jamboree
it
days
didn't
were great.
matter. It still felt like a game. Kind
You all got to
of,
march
you know?
around
They-
the parents.
They
yeah.
put you in different positions just to see
Yeah.
like what works here and where could you play. So yeah, but play against two different teams for a half each and just get a chance to see where you are. 2 or 3 different teams. So yeah, I think I probably the one thing I would like to see in college.
Jordan,
if
I know
could
I'm
do that.
catching you off guard with this, but is there if you could, you would? Is there something that's on your mind?
Actually, as soon as you said that, the one thing that entered my mind is one very topical thing on the minds of NFL fans this week. That would be the tush push. If I could, I would keep the tush push legal,
Oh, God.
but make sure that it is actually officiated correctly. I'm kind of on the Andy Reid side of things here. Like, you know what? If we're going to have it, and I frankly am sick of the NFL just banning stuff that they think, like, you know, makes it too easy for a team or whatever. Hey, if you can't beat it, like, learn how to effing defend it. But the tush push is actually a little bit confusing there, as we saw in at least one of the plays with the Chiefs v. Eagles. It was an obvious false start by, 3 of the offensive linemen at one point. There's not... I don't know if there's like a lack of understanding or just a lack of effort around officiating that. I don't think the problem is with the play itself. I think you got to ask the question, and this is why I hate that we don't actually hear from officials after games unless it's some stupid pool reporter asking the most generic version of a question possible. We need to hear from referees, hey, why specifically did you miss that? It would really help the NFL discourse on sports radio, on social media, as opposed to everybody just saying, conspiracy theory NFL. So I would, if I could, keep the tush push legal, but make sure it is officiated correctly.
I'm with you. You know, there's part of me because it's the Eagles, and I absolutely hate the Eagles. They're my most hated team in my sports fandom. And that was considering one of those. Like, if I could, I would ban the tush push. But quite frankly, I think that after this season, that's going to happen. They were only two votes away from making that happen.
So dumb.
But there is part of football, like the militaristic style of it, that like, this is our strategy. This is what we're going to do. And if you cannot stop it, that is on you. Like, you know, hey, we figured out a way to have an advantage here. And so figure it out.
Why are they
stop us? But if they're breaking rules and clearly committing penalties, then yeah, refs, throw the flag. Like, you at this point know they're doing something wrong, so why not just throw the flag on every play, and then the refs get together, they're like, what do we want to call here? False start, neutral zone infraction? Like, take your pick at this point.
Well,
Like-
why are the Eagles the only team that can do it, by the way? Why have nobody... That's just over my head. Have I missed some big argument that makes it clear why the Eagles can do it as opposed to the other 31
like
teams?
Saquon and people like Jalen Hurts, and people like their coach. Like,
Why don't
Yeah.
other teams try it?
Yeah.
Dude, the Dolphins are struggling. Why doesn't Miami try it on a situation 4th and 2?
Someone wrote an article on it this week for ESPN. I don't know if it was Bill Barnwell, but it was, you know, talking about like them running the play. They convert it 96% of the time, and other teams that have done it are in like the 82% range or something like that. And
other
then
teams just aren't running it right.
I guess not. I don't know.
You know?
But I'm with you, Jordan. It's like they can keep it, but the refs got to get it figured out. But as you can hear Dean Blandino on the broadcast last week, he's like, guys, I am over the tush push. Like, it's such a hard play to officiate. And if that's the case,
Take
if
it
they
out.
can't officiate it, then you got to get rid of it,
You
man.
can't officiate a false start or a line infraction.
Yeah.
That, to me, that's weird. That's a cop-out.
If I could, I would. This one in college football, I would have the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets win the ACC. I think it would be hilarious that this year, where they're actually like, hey, the ACC might be pretty solid. You got Miami's back. You know, Florida State, big win against Alabama. They're a top 10 team. Obviously, Clemson has fell off after their 1-2 start. But they could still very well win the ACC. You know, that is one ACC loss they have now with Georgia Tech beating them last week. But I think that would be great if Georgia Tech won. They have had a great last couple seasons. Brett Key has that team rolling. Haynes King is one of the more fun players in college football. He is a classic college football quarterback. He's going to pass. He's going to run. He reminds you of like the Tim Tebows of the world, the Cam Newtons, you know, where it's just like, put the team on my back. I will carry us to the promised land. And I just think that if they came out on top of the ACC, now I don't know. I haven't looked at their schedule. I'll do that right now. I don't know if they play Miami at all. They do not. So they will play. They don't even play Florida State either. Georgia Tech, if they roll through their ACC slate unscathed, and quite frankly, it's a pretty nice, easy ACC schedule. They do not have a ranked ACC team on their schedule the rest of the season. They'll play Georgia at the end of the year, obviously, and that game was great last year, Georgia Tech and Georgia. But I think it would be hilarious if this is the year that Miami look like they're on top. looks like Florida State is back, and Clemson still has a chance that Georgia Tech somehow goes and stings the ACC. Go Yellow Jackets, baby.
Well, again, I got to go local and immediate. And, I mean, I think you might have said not to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Man.
Go Western Oregon?
Well, man, absolutely no. But I really would grant that the University of Oregon would finally win a national championship. Like, so, I mean, honestly, we talk about the Blazers all the time.
How dare you?
Listen, we talk
how dare
about,
you say that in this segment?
Hey, we talk about I didn't want to go, like, super cheesy, but the truth is, like...
I mean, you're not a Ducks fan. You're not an alum.
No.
Like, you're pretty, neutral on everything. So I will accept this.
In Portland, we talk
Gladly.
all the time about the Blazers and their need for a championship since 1977. Like, they haven't gotten back there. Oregon's never gotten there for a football championship. Yet, we've seen great players. We've seen generational talents. We've seen amazing coaches. We've seen these great rosters, man, be close but no cigar. Always the bridesmaid type thing. It would be great for 1 year for all the Mariotas and all the Dennis Dixons and all the Joey Harringtons of the world that you've ever had, the Jeff Mayles and everybody else. Like, this is an opportunity. Would be
Jeff Mayle
I was a huge Jeff Mayle. He was so cold to me. But this will be a great time for them to finally hoist that national championship and say, like, we finally did it. I think that would get a lot of the monkeys off of people's back.
Well, and to reference earlier in the show, as far as there not really being like an elite team in college football this year,
They haven't been challenged yet.
It kind of seems like, hey, Oregon, this is a great year to do it.
Man, if you can win 3-4 really competitive games this season, then you have a chance to go all the way. Like, that's what it is. Like, you just can't lose to Ohio State or somebody else in the first game of the playoff and get boat raced by like 30.
Jordan, you got another one there?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'll quickly formulate it. If I could, I would make it more like the old landscape in college football, where coaches stay longer, players stay longer. I want guys to get paid, but in that, in the NIL world and the transfer portal, it seems that, along with getting paid, players have basically started to treat college football like the NFL, and it's become free agency. I don't think that's what everybody had in mind. I really hope that we can figure that out, but unfortunately the cat's out of the bag in that one, and I don't think you can put you can't put that animal back in the box. It's just not going to happen the way that it used to. But I miss it. I just miss I sound like my dad right now, but man, the old feel of college football, it's still got my juices going every week. It's one of my favorite things to watch. My Ducks, I mean, they're literally just a close second to my Mariners, hoping for a national championship every year. But man, I miss that feeling I got going to like Ducks games as 15, 16, 17 years old, and it was just different than NFL football. Now it doesn't feel different at all.
Well, they did eliminate the spring transfer portal window.
They did.
And there could be some changes for the winter time as well coming up. So, I mean, it very well could make it a little bit more difficult for players to transfer.
What about coaches?
Make your mind up quicker versus having multiple times throughout the year to change your mind and go somewhere else. So yeah, I mean, maybe we do get back to that at least somewhat. I had one more just real quickly. And then we'll break here. It was to go, if I could, I would go back in time, kill off the Pac-12 completely, and have Oregon State and Washington State join the Big 12. I think that the cities that they're in, the schools that they are, I feel like
perfectly with the Big 10.
I feel like they give
100%.
Big 12 vibes, and I just feel like to put them in a Power 4 conference versus this new iteration of the Pac-12, which we'll see what it looks like when it starts up next year. I just, I look back on it, I'm like, God, that was a missed opportunity.
I totally understand. I totally agree. Oregon State and Washington State are much more Big Ten than an Oregon or Washington would be.
Yeah, it would have 18 teams just like the Big Ten would if they were in it. It would have worked. It could have worked.
Yeah. And then, geographically speaking, you play the Arizona schools, you play Utah and Colorado. It's not, too bad of a travel schedule. You go to Oklahoma and Texas for some games.
What's the farthest? Like Cincinnati, Ohio, basically?
South Florida.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I always forget this.
Central
Florida.
Yeah.
Central
Florida. UCF.
Which Florida is there?
One of the Floridas.
Yeah.
Not
UCF.
the one that Willie Taggart coached at.
Right. All right. That's, if I could, I would. We'll bring it back here in the future. But again, thought there's some things out there that I'd love to see in football that I hope come to fruition. Take a break, and it's time to lose and or win some money. It's time for Who Do You Love? We'll get to that next here, Sports Saturday. But first, Schulte with a Sports Center update.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the 129th Civil War happening this afternoon down at Autzen Stadium. The number 6 Oregon Ducks hosting the Oregon State Beavers. It's a 12 o'clock kick here on the Fan Sports Network as well as the Big Ten Network. Stick around, though. Here coming up following Sports Saturday at 8 a.m., you've got game day coverage with Andy Dirt Johnson, Anthony Newman, and Dusty the Fan Man Hara live down at Autzen Stadium. And, of course, following that, pregame at 10 a.m. with Jerry and Jorgie leading up to kickoff on the Fan Sports Network. Over in baseball, the Mariners beating the Astros in Houston last night 4-0. A couple of home runs from Josh Naylor and Julio Rodriguez. They'll go for a win in Game 2 after now, with that win last night, holding a one-game lead over the Astros in the AL West. That Game 2 first pitch is scheduled for 4:10 p.m. this afternoon on Root Sports. And in the NFL, the Seattle Seahawks kicking off against the Saints tomorrow afternoon up at Lumen Field at 1:05 on CBS. Pregame getting going right here on the Fan Sports Network at 11 a.m. Seattle a 7.5-point favorite. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Heard missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson. Weekdays 2 to 3. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Shopping for back to school? At Kohl's, you'll find styles at prices so good it'll feel like spoiling yourself.
Joe and Rashad share their predictions and look back at last week to see if they still love their picks. It's time for Who Do You Love? Part of Sports Saturday on 105.1 and 1080 The Fan.
It's time for Who Do You Love? Look back at week 1, technically NFL week 1, week 2 of college football, but it was the first week that we did it, so it is week 1. Your boy did not start off Who Do You Love very good this season. 0-3.
Good. Good. Hope you're 0-3 this week, too.
Y'all don't say that.
Yeah.
I took West Virginia to cover 3.5 against Ohio. They lost outright. So Wrong.
Damn.
Kansas State. I took Kansas State minus 16.5 against Army. Kansas State lost outright. Army won that. And then I took Bengals minus 5.5 over the Browns. And, of course, in typical Bengals week 1 fashion, kept it way too close than they should have. And in typical Bengals versus Browns fashion, that game was much closer than anyone anticipated. So I went 0-3.
That was weird. That was a weird game.
Yeah. They get,
Jake
what was it?
freaking Browning.
No, that was.
Oh, that was 2 weeks ago. Yes.
But, I mean, hell. 7 yards in the second half for the Bengals offense, like they against the Browns that week. It was gross. It was gross. Rashad, you took Tampa Bay, the Bucks minus 1.5 over the Falcons. I was sweating out a live bet for that one.
Oh yeah,
I live bet that game, which I am now coining. And I know that there was Big Will bets. I am coining my new nickname, Joey Live Bets. 4-1 on live bets in the NFL to start this season.
There you go.
Okay, look at
I
you.
love live bets. I've been having some fun with those ones.
Look at you.
I live bet the Bills the other day minus 7.5 against the Dolphins. Got that. I live bet the Bucks on Monday night against the Texans. Bang. And then week 1, I bet the Bucks live, and there was one other game that I live bet. But dude, it's
Got a baby.
yeah, it's like, hey, why jump on the Bills at minus 12.5? Let's wait for the game to start. Dolphins jump out and score a touchdown, and now I can get the Bills at 7.5. Odds might not be as good, but I'll take that. But you got the Bucks week 1. You went with South Florida against Florida.
I did.
Not only did they cover, they won outright.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking at that one, just seeing what was happening, but it was Florida, and now we know how bad they are. So yeah.
And then you took the Patriots minus 2.5.
That's where
I tried to warn you.
That's where things got dicey.
And that was the other live bet I had was the Raiders.
Don't ever bet on the Patriots, man, right now.
The Raiders to cover. I think they were 4.5-point dogs in that game at one point, and I was like, let's take the Raiders to come back and cover that baby, and they did. And then Jordan, that Saturday, you took Mariners money line. And at that point, they were probably in game 4 of their 10-game win streak.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, good one there. Ducks to cover against Oklahoma State, which they covered ×2.
That was an easy one.
And then,
but not the next week, unfortunately.
And then Lions money line. That was their season opener against the Green Bay Packers. Which hey, I was with you on that one. I thought that Lions were getting disrespected. Well, they got disrespected by the Packers just owning them that game. So
yeah. They got right the next week, but God, that season.
Yeah, the Lions are going to be fine.
Yeah,
they will be fine.
They're going to be okay. It might be a struggle though at points.
I'll kick things off. I will head to college football for this one, the Illinois-Indiana matchup. I know this game is at Indiana, but they're a 6.5-point favorite. Yes, this could come down to a touchdown, but I think it's going to come to a little bit closer than that, maybe a final field goal. Illinois, I think they got a great offense. Indiana, they're solid too. What is it? Fernando Mendoza, I believe, their quarterback that came from Cal. He's looked pretty decent for them. But I just think this is going to be a very, very close game where Illinois could very well end up just winning outright at Indiana. But I'm going to go with them to cover 6.5 plus 6.5 Illinois. Rashad.
I'm going to stick with college as well. I'm going to Arizona State Sun Devils visiting the Baylor Bears.
Forks up. Stop the bus.
Baylor looks good right now, man. They've been tested so far this season. Was it Sawyer Robinson?
Yep.
He's 6'4".
He's really good.
He's killing right now. He's somebody that we're probably going to hear a lot about as we get closer to the end of the season.
The dude knows ball, too.
Does he?
Yeah, at the Big Ten media days, they showed a bunch of players, like pictures of older NFL players, like not even that old, like Calvin Johnson, like that kind of era. None of them knew.
Oh, I think I
any
saw
of the
that.
players.
Yeah.
Sawyer Robinson knew every single player that they showed him. Kid knows ball.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and you can tell because so far he's
balling.
got over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns and only 2 picks. Sam Levitt, and unfortunately, even though he's from here in the town, man, right now he's not playing his best football. Got 5 touchdowns and 3 interceptions and really only about 500 yards. Arizona State hasn't been tested. I think they're a 2.5-point favorite. Baylor is. I'm taking Baylor.
Baylor
minus 2.5.
Minus 2.5. Yeah, the Arizona State falling to Mississippi State 2 weeks ago. I believe, for their first loss of the season. Jordan, what you got?
Going, this is crazy, to the ACC. I hate saying this. The Cal Bears out of the ACC.
Dude,
It's
you want
just
to talk
weird.
about freshman quarterbacks?
JKS, holy S.
After their win against Oregon State, I don't know if I said it on this show or on my podcast, but I said Cal, they will be a top 25 team at this point.
Absolutely.
It's my hot take.
Jaron Sagapolutele, excuse me, the freshman quarterback that
Bless you.
transferred away from Oregon. I appreciate that. To go back to Cal, wow.
He's proven
were,
it. He's proven it.
If he were on Texas's roster, Texas would probably be one of the scariest teams in the nation because this kid looks like everything and more. Cal is favored by 14.5 over San Diego State on the road today. I'm going to take Cal to cover that spread. It's a dangerous number, of course, at 14.5, but I think it's going to be a 17 or a 21-point win for Cal.
I'm going to the NFL with my next pick. I don't know why I'm always betting, or whether it's this or actually live betting or so intrigued with this team, but I love the Buccaneers. I love Baker Mayfield. You want to talk about if I could, I would make Baker Mayfield the MVP for
100%.
this season.
I love him.
I love his redemption story,
Hated
his
him at
redemption
first.
arc. I loved him coming to the NFL.
Hated him at
I have
first.
an old tweet I could go find where I said there is nothing more I want in the NFL than Baker Mayfield to be one of the best quarterbacks, and he has proved it the last couple of years, not only with his stats but his play. Dude balled out in that 2-minute drive against the Texans to win that game. They are playing the Jets this week. It is their home opener. Not only is it their home opener, they're not wearing the creamsicles, but they're wearing the all white,
white creamsicles.
creamsicles.
Joints? Yeah, those
Dude.
are fresh.
And they're playing the Jets, who are going to be starting Tyrod Taylor, I want to say.
Yes, he is their backup.
Tyrod Taylor still in the league?
He is.
He got signed last year.
He is. Yeah,
he
Justin
is.
Fields got injured last week. He jumped in. And this is, like I said, Jets, after a solid week one where they had a heartbreaking loss to the Steelers, they're going to Tampa. Tampa's going to put up some points. It's going to get ugly. Jets have given up 30 points in their first two games. It's going to get ugly in Tampa Bay. I'm taking them to cover 6.5 against New York Jets.
So the second game I kind of had going was the Arizona Cardinals playing against their rival San Francisco 49ers. Is a division game. Both teams 2-0, right?
Yeah.
Both of them got a chance to beat up on the Saints at points. Really, neither team has been, I want to say neither team has been tested. I think San Francisco was more tested against the Seahawks.
And neither
in week
team
one.
dominated the Saints either.
Neither did,
like,
they didn't.
You know,
they didn't.
the should be expected when you play the
When you
Saints.
play the Saints, but I guess the Saints said otherwise. But they did win the game. San Francisco is a 1.5-point favorite. I think the Cardinals probably, I don't know, I like their roster a little bit more than I like San Francisco's right now. And so I would probably say I would take the Cardinals to cover
Against
that.
McCorkle Jones?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Trust me,
Evan
I don't
McCorkle.
trust Mac. Mac had a great game last week. He will not do the same thing twice.
Well, and quite frankly, I think this is a game that if they don't win, Kyler Murray has to prove he is
100.
you can't have Mac Jones outplay you in this.
This is
one.
an important year for Kyler Murray.
It is.
Like, I mean, he's had a lot of time to be able to find his way in the NFL. We all see the talent is there, but now he just has to put it together. So this is a really important year for Kyler.
All right, Jordan, second one.
Quickly, I think the Eagles, who are hosting the Rams, I hate picking this game because I am a diehard Rams fan, but the Eagles are favored by 3.5 at home. We haven't seen their true crazy high-flying offense, high-scoring offense yet this season. I know it's the Rams. They got Burts. They got Landman, but I think the easy cover will be for Philly, 3.5 points.
Oh, okay. Rematch of that really fun divisional round matchup last year between those two teams. Real quickly, just because we're up against it, I'm doing this more so for the fun factor. LSU is playing Southeastern Louisiana today. They're favored by 42 points. I'm going to take LSU to cover
Yes.
42 because they're playing an FCS school. There have been questions about their offense where Brian Kelly was full of piss and vinegar having to answer for it last week. I think that they're going to want to show out with this offense. This is going to be one of those 73-0 games that you see FBS, FCS style. I'm taking LSU to cover 42 points against Southeastern Louisiana. Last one, Rashad.
Got a rematch of the NFL playoff game from last year between the Eagles and the Rams. The Eagles are favorite 3.5. I think it's easy. I'm taking the Eagles.
You're going with it too?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good pick.
You're
I saw a lot of big money, I think, on the Eagles this week. So.
All right. And Jordan, your last one.
Come on. Do you expect me to go any other way here? There's no explanation needed for this.
I'm writing it down. Ducks covering minus
That's
33.
cheap.
I don't care if it's 33 and a half. I don't care if it's 34 and a
He's over here
half.
patting stats, man.
They're going to beat that ass.
All right.
Throwing
Well,
the
there's
ball
who you
off the rim
love.
for the triple-double, eh?
I got the Fighting Illini covering 6.5. Their dogs plus 6.5. Buccaneers favored by 6.5, and the LSU favored by 42. Rashad's on Baylor minus 2.5 against Arizona State. The Cardinals over 49ers minus 1.5, and Eagles minus 3.5. As is Jordan, he's on Eagles minus 3.5. Cal minus 14.5 for Jordan over San Diego State, and then he's taking the Ducks to cover 33.5. And let's wrap up the show there next. Our final predictions for the Civil War right here on the Fan Sports Network. Sports Saturday.
Hey, it's Dusty. My family and I love Victoricos. The food is made from scratch and
Sports Saturday brought to you by Philbrook Law, Accident and Injury Lawyers, your local law team on the Fan Sports Network.
All right, wrapping things up here on Sports Saturday. Just a couple more minutes until we kick it down to Andy Dirt Johnson, Dusty Harry, and Anthony Newman. They are down in Corvallis, ready for the Ducks pregame show brought to you by Coors Light.
What a cool gig.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I'm gonna get to one game this year. I'm gonna go to the Wisconsin game. Gonna have a couple clients down there, a couple buddies down there. Chris Daughtry, Mark Cuban.
It was insane.
Super Chef
It was
Bobby
insane.
Flay. It was insane. You ever been fishing off the Bonita Coast Run?
Are Bonita fish big? No. I'm planning to get to I'd like to get to the Indiana game. I think that'd be a cool game to kind of get to.
And if they win today, Duck fans, you probably want to root for Indiana today because you're playing them two weeks after the Penn State game. It's Penn State, bye week, Indiana. So you hope Indiana goes unscathed up until that point because I would love to play an undefeated Indiana Hoosiers with Kurt Signetti. That would be he's going to be talking that mess, and I would love to. I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm still mad that he won Coach of the Year last year over Dan Lanning, and frankly, Kenny Dillingham. Like both of those guys should have won over him. I get that it was his first year at Indiana, but good lord, that was such a bad award choice.
Hey, if you can make Indiana have an 11-1 season,
I think you're pretty good. I think you're pretty good.
I don't blame.
I
don't blame him.
Yeah, you can be kind of an ass if you're that good.
And, apparently, I need to try to go to a game with you guys because I have literally not been to a game as a fan down at Autzen Stadium since 2017.
Oh yeah,
it's been a while.
It's been a long time. It sucks.
All right, final predictions here, Jordan. I know that you said that the Ducks are going to cover the 33.5, but do you got a final score?
Beavers will score a touchdown. Frankly, I don't trust their long snapper for a field goal. So let's go
That's a good point.
63-13 Oregon.
63-14
13.
13.
No, I'm
Oregon.
literally saying
There's a missed extra point.
A missed extra point. Yeah, some kind of crap. I'm predicting it now.
Okay. All right. Rashad?
That actually tracks, man. We were talking earlier. I was like, it wouldn't shock me if the Ducks put up 70. Based on how well,
my God,
no, seriously, based on how well Dante Moore has played and how well DeCorian Moore has started to kind of come on, and you look at Kenyon Sadiq, like this team is loaded, right now. We didn't think they would be, coming into the season. Like
there was a lot of question marks,
and so,
especially offensively.
Yeah, exactly. But I think this will be just a formality for Oregon. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Let's go. I don't know. They're going to score in the 50s. 56 to 14. 56-14. Yeah.
Well, hey, I could see 12 because that's 2 missed extra points.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Or 12 all field goals. That's what it's going to be. 12 points, all field goals.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think that again, Northwestern put somewhat of a formula on tape of how to slow this Oregon offense down, just keep the ball out of their hands, which I think Oregon State's going to attempt to do. Run the ball, get some yards, and kill clock. So I am going to go Oregon 52, Oregon State 13, because I'm feeling that 13 with maybe a missed extra point in there as well. Oregon State's offense isn't terrible, so a couple tutties there. But I'm gonna
turnovers.
I'm gonna go 52-13 Oregon over Oregon State. Someone texted in, I enjoyed the show, fellas. Thanks for coming in early to fill up sickos like me full of football. It was our absolute pleasure.
You got it, my guy.
Yeah. I hope anybody going down there has a great time at the game. Enjoy your college football Saturday, your NFL Sunday. Rashad, appreciate you as always.
My man.
Jordan, appreciate you as always.
Love you guys. Go Ducks, everybody.
And I appreciate everybody out there rocking with us on this Saturday morning. We will catch you next week at 10 a.m. for Penn State week. It's that time. For Joe Fisher and the rest of the crew here, we will see you next week. Peace.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k